There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Hello and welcome to this Valley News Now weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green, and we're going to take a look at the forecast for today and into the weekend, where we're watching out for some warm temperatures, but also some active weather coming our way as we're making our way into the weekend. It's been a nice break, but today we are going to have a one-day break before things get a little more active. So again, I want to remind you that our weather segment that we do every day at 10 a.m., we call it, I'm kind of blocking it, the bright side, because we're always looking for the bright side of our weather here, that silver lining to cloudy days and active weather. And so we'll be looking for that as we are talking about the weather here. Bright side is that we've got some warm temperatures coming if you've been wanting that. We've got some things to look forward to here. So let's talk first of all about the warmer temperatures and the snow melt that we're expecting as we head into the weekend. So we had so many great pictures of your frosties, your snowmen and snow bunnies from Easter weekend snow. They're not going to last much longer here if you still have them out in your yard. We've got some warmth coming our way over the coming days, and especially on Sunday. You can see our forecast, a high of 71 in Fargo. Not everybody's going to get to this number, but a lot of us on the warm side. And so, yes, we're going to see some significant melting on that day if we don't already have a lot of exposed ground out there, and I know that we do in the Southern Valley. So cloud cover about half and half in the south. It will be more in the north, and that's where we're also looking out for that chance for some rain as well, which is also an efficient snow melter too. So very busy forecast here as we are talking about chances for some melting conditions. Here's a look at our snow depth. We have in our snow depth analysis some areas where we're watching out for some heavier snowfall that is still sitting out in the snowpack. So a lot of moisture still there. So you can see in that analysis up in the Northern Valley over to the east, we've got half a foot to a foot of snow still to go. And that plus any rain that we see will be working its way through the system, and that's going to send our rivers up. We do have a flood warning in effect for the Two Rivers River, again in Hallock. So another flood warning for that river. And we're looking at the potential for the river to rise into minor flood stage. And right now, the river is actually rising a little faster than the current forecast. And so that's something we'll be watching here too, is that it may get to flood stage a little sooner, and the River Forecast Center will likely update this as they see this happening. But right now the forecast is for the Two Rivers River to make its way out of its river banks in the kind of Tuesday evening and to early Wednesday morning time frame, and then continue in the next 7 days into minor flood stage. So watching that one. And it's not just the Northern Valley, the Southern Valley too. The Buffalo River at Sabin is just one example of one of our gauges that's a little higher here, and that is going to be going up to minor flood stage as well. Expect to see the river to climb to 13.3 feet, and we'll expect to see that to start coming down as well. And so that will likely happen heading into Sunday night and into Monday. So we're watching those river levels. You can always check them at valleynewslive.com for the latest. Go to our weather page, and there's a tab for river levels throughout the valley. Now we're looking at a radar and satellite map. I've got, of course, you can see a few areas of blue on the map north of the border. That's some snow, but the black and white version of the satellite layer here as well. And I pulled this up because we have sunshine. We're seeing a lot of places where we've cleared out. And so where we see movement on the kind of gray and white scale, that is cloud cover. So we're seeing some clouds working their way through the south and east. Where that white is stationary, that's where the satellite is seeing snowpack on the ground. And so this helps to give us a good idea again of where we have some of our snow hanging around. And you can see places in southeastern North Dakota and back up into northwest Minnesota. There's that streak of snow all the way up through Thief River Falls, back over to Foston. And we'll see it a little bit better too into Minnesota. One thing though about Minnesota is we got a lot of trees in Minnesota, so they can kind of block that view of the snowpack as well. But we do have that snow there too. So this is something we're able to see today because we are finally clear and enjoying a sunny day. Visibility's really improved. We had some dense fog in Lakes Country that's come up. And let's take a look at current conditions. This is a nice blue sky view on our sky cam right now. And we're looking at temperatures on their way up. We're in the above freezing range now. It's 36 in Fargo, 39 in Grand Forks, 34 in Fergus Falls. And wind that's not very strong, and that's the case all day long. We'll see wind that stays under 15 miles per hour. So this afternoon, temperatures 40s to some 50s coming up in the forecast. So let's move ahead. So today's looking like a really good day. We'll be 40s and 50s. We'll have some sun. We're going to get to enjoy some conditions that are going to be on that mild side as we continue on in the forecast. And I'm expecting to see conditions just kind of stay that way all day long. Now, as we go into the day on Saturday, that's when we'll start to see the potential for the clouds to increase and the possibility for the shower activity to start up. So just searching something here. Okay, so let's put this into motion. So this is, again, this afternoon. There might be a couple of showers up around the Lake of the Woods area. That is kind of the one caveat to what we're experiencing right now. And as far as clear skies and sunshine, so that's one area where we might have a little trouble. And then let's move on into Saturday. So most of the day Saturday we're pretty quiet, but we start to see that potential for some showers and thunder showers. It's going to be more likely east of the valley, but I can't rule out an isolated shower Saturday, overnight Sunday. You can see into early Sunday morning. There is that possibility, though the bulk of the activity is east of us. And then moving on into the hour by hour into Sunday afternoon, you can see some spotty areas of rain and potentially some thunderstorm activity in the north. It's pretty short-lived, and I wish I wouldn't have zipped past that so quickly, but it'll be afternoon and into the evening hours. Could get a rumble, a thunder or two, and that's why we raised that first alert weather day. Not necessarily expecting severe, but you know, we haven't seen much for thunderstorms yet this season. And we're going to warm up, especially in the southern valley, where we're going to be on the warm side of this front moving through. So temperatures in the south, again, in the 60s to some low 70s, not quite as warm in the north with this event. And then this kicks off another active period. I'm just going to zip through a few days here and show you that there's going to be rounds of rain. It doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be a downpour constantly, but some areas of rain even into Wednesday, and that may carry on through the week on next week as well. So liquid equivalent precip, we're looking at the next 7 days, so the next week, how much will accumulate. And there's the potential there for some of us through Thursday to have a half inch to an inch of liquid moisture. So again, that's something to watch with the melt happening and some of our rivers going up. Right now it looks like the heavier and the more consistent storm track is going to be east of us again, over toward Duluth and Minneapolis. So if that holds true, then we'll just kind of get these shots of rain rather than, you know, an ongoing long round of it. And let's take a look at our 11-day planner. You can see we've got some conditions that are going to be getting toasty on Sunday to a high of about 71 for Fargo. That's if we can get that warm front moving up north as much as possible. Areas in the south essentially will be milder. We've got wind too. I should mention that as well. Saturday, windy, a little more cloudy than today. So I think today is our better day between the two. And Sunday will be warm. We'll have some sunshine in the south by the afternoon. And then in the north, we're looking out for that rain and thunderstorm chance for a time. And then it's just active next week. We cool down. Temperatures, though, right around average into the upper 40s to some 50s. And that active weather continues through the week and and into Friday, we may see our next more organized system potentially impact us next week. So that's what we're watching out for here as we are looking at the forecast. Now, let's talk about the big event today. Of course, on Monday, we had our flyby of the moon. The Artemis II crew flew by the moon for the first time in, goodness, what is it, 50 plus years? It's been a while since we've been that far out in space, and that's the farthest humans have ever been out in space on their flyby. So I just want to take a look at our timeline of events here as we're talking about Artemis as well. So first of all, let's take a look at our live view. Here is a live view from the solar array on the Orion spacecraft that they are flying in. You can see the Earth there as they're orbiting around it. And it is going to be later tonight that we see that splashdown occur. So I'm going to pull up our Artemis tracker that we've been using all week long. I'm going to pull that up here shortly. Let's see here. Need to get my computer to cooperate. All right. All right, so here's our live tracker, and we've got the view of the Artemis spacecraft, and there's the Earth right there. So it's near the Earth. Let's take a look at a wider view. Of course, it zooms in when I do that. We'll zoom back out. And again, a reminder, this is where it has been. It started around the Earth, orbited around. The moon, it met up with the moon here. The moon is all the way over here because the moon continually orbits around the Earth. So the moon is always on the move. So it's already moved on in its orbit. But when Artemis made its way in this direction, that's where the moon was. It met up with the moon, flew around it, whipped around it, saw that incredible eclipse, and then started making its way back to Earth. So that's where Orion is currently in relation to the Earth. So it's going to move into the Earth and then make its way to splashdown heading into tonight. So mission elapsed time, 8 hours and 16 minutes and 8 days, I want to say hours, 8 days, 16 hours and 44 minutes. Velocity currently traveling at a fast speed. It's going to get faster as it moves down to Earth. We're looking at 5,333 miles per hour. And you can see the distance from the Earth is decreasing. We're with under 63,000 miles to Earth. And the distance to the moon increasing, getting up to about 190,000 miles away from the moon. So that's where the mission is right now. And back to our Artemis graphic. We are going to take a look at some information on the descent and the landing as it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. So here's a look at the sequence of events that'll be going on. So first of all, the crew, I'll take a look at a more timed out timeline in just a moment, but the crew will be waking up here shortly and beginning their day and taking those final steps that they need to do before that happens. And then as we head towards splashdown, this will be several hours from now, the first thing that'll happen is the crew module and the service module will separate. And then the crew module will perform what's called a raise burn. And then it will begin that entry interface where the Orion capsule enters Earth's atmosphere at 400,000 feet, my goodness, 13 minutes before splashdown. And it will make its way toward, sorry guys, it will fall down toward the Earth. I'll have a diagram here for you in just a moment, and eventually splash down. And they'll wait and get that recovery after that happens. So, and of course, there's a parachute that deploys that helps to slow them down toward the end of this splashdown event. So, here's a look at the timing. So this morning is when the Artemis II crew wakes up, around 10:35 this morning. That's kind of been their schedule. This is Central Daylight Time, by the way. So this is for our local time. So then they'll go through the steps that they need to do today, and they will, at 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, coverage will begin with NASA, and I'm just going to pull up my timeline here, make sure I've got everything correct. And then it's about an hour after that that crew and service module separation begins for the crew module to descend down to the Earth. And that raise burn maneuver is executed. It's just kind of fine tuning and getting the spacecraft oriented in a way that's going to be safe to withstand the heat of the spacecraft entering the Earth's atmosphere. And then at 7:53 this evening, it will start its reentry into the Earth's atmosphere. And I'm sorry, that should say 6:53. I got ahead of myself when I made this graphic. Sorry, guys. We'll fix that. I'm going to post this. We'll fix that in the post. 6:53. And then at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 8:07 Eastern, is when splashdown is expected to occur. And they'll be waiting for it. There's a ship ready to recover them in that area, and I'll show you where that area will be coming up here. So here's a look at that sequence again. You can see that it almost looks like a free fall there from 400,000 feet. And you can see peak heating, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Incredible. That's why those heat shields are so important. Then there's a flight time, and then it begins to descend again. And it's not until we get down close to the surface here where those parachutes finally deploy. And then they'll be riding those chutes down to the surface at touchdown. So it's going to be a really interesting thing to watch here heading into this evening. And then looking at the splashdown location. So here's LA, here's Los Angeles, here's San Diego here. It's in this area right here at 7:07 that the zone is slated for a splashdown. So yeah, that's the latest on that. So the crew is going to be waking up, getting ready to go. We'll pull up that live view again of Artemis right now as it's making its way home to Earth. And it'll be so great to have the crew back, and it's just been great to follow along and feel like we're with them and experience it with the crew and hear all the stories and see the pictures of what that's been like. And then we'll, once this is over, we'll move on to Artemis II, the next mission that will be happening here. So that's been really cool to, again, follow along with. And so let's see here. Just looking to see if there's anything else to mention or that I want to bring up with the return to space. So again, coverage begins at 5:30 from NASA, and we will be, of course, keeping you up to date on this on Valley News Live, Valley News Now, throughout the event as we are tracking Artemis's return to Earth. So again, we'll wrap that up here. So again, I just want to mention that today we are looking at a beautiful day for just enjoying some nice weather and really feeling finally like it is springtime. So we get to enjoy milder temperatures, some sunshine, and not much wind. And then heading into the weekend, that's when we'll see active weather develop. We'll see more wind, we'll see more clouds return, and that possibility for some showers or thunder showers on Sunday evening, along with a really big warm-up coming up in the Southern Valley on Sunday too. So we'll be tracking that for you all weekend long, and you can check for the latest radar, the latest temperatures, the latest updates on any weather events coming our way right on the VNL weather app. So we'll leave you at that. We'll have another news update coming here at 11 o'clock this morning. And in the meantime, you can always check for the weather on the website and on the app. And of course, we'll have more updates from our weather team into this afternoon as we're heading into the weekend. We've got the Friday Funcast coming up as well this afternoon. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll be back here at 10 a.m. again for the bright side of the weather, which I'm hoping to be talking about more spring-like conditions on Monday to smile about. Just a little bit more April showers, rain showers kind of weather coming up for next week. We'll get into that coming up on Monday. Again, have a great weekend. This has been your weather update brought to you by 1-800 Water Damage of North Dakota.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.